if we have another night like we did tonight against Southern Miss, if we have another night like that, say against a top 25 team like Kansas or Florida, more likely Florida on the 15th of December, then we're gonna lose bad. It's gonna be a nasty game. Um, Luckily, this team was drag it out and punch it out, and in slow-paced team that wanted to try and get us in their pace, which was slow, and so we were able to kind of get in our pace in the second half and score some points. I think the most that Southern Miss allowed was 68 points by any other team, and we ended up with 63 points. So it is kind of understandable that Southern Miss doesn't let anybody score that many points. The first half, our guys were thinking. I kind of want to say that I think that the first half, I think our guys were thinking that well, if they want to slow down the pace, then we can handle them there, and if they want to increase the pace, then we can handle them on that. And either way, it doesn't matter. We'll still beat them. But the pace was slow, and they were taking their time on the clock, running down the clock, and Southern Miss was running down the clock, and I think that's um, our guys couldn't handle it. You know, let's see, we ended up with only 11 personal fouls, which is not too bad. Um, but our big post man, Caleb Tarczewski, which is a 7-footer, he was supposed to dominate over there. I think 6'6" or 6'7" is their tallest, is Southern Miss's tallest player. So I thought we were going to dominate as far as the rebounding, but um, we did beat them on the rebound boards, but it was by a very small margin. It wasn't that big. So you know, uh, it, it's it was that the one thing that made it difficult. But another thing that made it difficult: 27 turnovers. Come on, man. I mean, we we get. I mean, we we're we are not happy if we get 14 turnovers. I mean, in a game. I mean, the last time we got 27 turnovers, I can't remember when that was. I don't know when the last time was we got 27 turnovers. It's a huge amount of turnovers, and it's like Coach Miller said. I mean, there's no way you can't expect to win with 27 turnovers. If we had 27 turnovers, whenever we play Florida, oh God, that's going to be an ugly game. But luckily, like I said, we were able to come back out in the second half, and I never really talk about Nick Johnson very much, and I should. And he just really stepped it up tonight. I mean, he made 23 points, which is I think that's a career high for him. And but I think he really sparked the team, and Solomon Hill. He just kind of moves along and he does what he needs to do, and he made a key three-pointer at the end that lifted us. I think that it was a very, very close game. It was like 51 to 51 or 53 to 53. I can't remember how, but it was really, really close with a couple minutes left, and he and Solomon Hill. Well, actually, we had a three-point lead, but we couldn't get beyond that for some reason, and there was minutes passed, and nobody scored, and we were kind of at a standstill. Somebody had to score, and Solomon Hill finally knocked down a three-pointer. So that was a very nice, and we ended up winning the game 63 to 55. But um, I was kind of keeping an eye on Caleb Tarczewski. He ended up with 13 rebounds the last game, but then I wanted to see how many rebounds he got this game because they say that he's all fixed and he's all ready to go and he's all ready to rebound after he got after he got those 13 rebounds. Not quite yet. I think he still needs to work on it quite a bit more. Um, three of his rebounds were offensive, and that's fantastic. Um, Speaking of somebody that got fantastic offensive rebounds, Kevin Parham. Wow, three offensive rebounds and five defensive rebounds. So he had a total of eight rebounds, which is really good, and um, he deserved it. He deserved a strong game, and this, Southern Miss isn't known as the top 25, one of the top 25 teams, so we probably weren't prepared. We probably weren't expecting them to be so strong and to fight so hard, but they did, and Kevin Parham really showed his colors in the end, and like the coach was saying, that it was our veteran leadership from Solomon Hill and Kevin Parham, and let's see, a little bit of Nick Johnson, and actually Jordan Mays also um, made it so that we could get back in the game and eventually win the game. Um, but another thing that was surprising is Southern Miss was knocking down some three-pointers. They weren't known this season for knocking down any three-pointers, a large amount, and they did pretty darn good right in the beginning. But then they started to fall off in the second half, and like I said, I think I said before, as I've said this before, I think that our guys are just there's just too many weapons on the court for a team that has a good start, but then just can't finish the game. And it probably is a key for an opposing team. But if we can, I mean, sure we have a hard time in the first half, but in the second half, if we can get our get our get our balance back and start to feel comfortable, then we can all work with each other, and the U of A can end up winning the game. So it was another tough battle, and we will see how it goes against Clemson. So this game was University of Arizona 63, Southern Miss 55.